Did you hear the story about the claustrophobic astronaut? He just needed some space. Yes, I know, I'm hilarious, and I could tell you many more incredibly bad jokes about cows and vacuums, and even one about a man in a chicken costume, but you have to be careful not to laugh too much, because it could kill you. Yes, you heard me correctly. Dying from laughter can join being impaled by a swordfish and eating too many carrots on the list of unusual deaths. But how exactly does this happen? Well, the explanation isn't all that funny. When people die from laughing too much, it's not actually the laughing that kills them, but rather the effect on the body. And there are a couple fatal conditions that it can trigger. Firstly, asphyxiation or suffocation, which is the state or process of being deprived oxygen. As you probably know, when you're laughing so much because your friend has just tripped and spilled their drink all over themselves, it can get a bit hard to breathe. And, well, if you can't stop laughing, you will suffocate. Though this kind of chuckling demise is most likely with a nitrous oxide overdose, otherwise known as laughing gas. The two other leading causes of death by laughter are brain aneurysms and heart attacks. Both are caused due to the stress on the body that is induced during hysterical laughter. Yes, all of this is horrible, but does it actually happen? Well, let's look at some cases where people have in fact died from laughter. Ouch, imagine having that on your gravestone. So there are actually cases of people dying from laughter dating back to ancient Greece, and in that span of time, there was definitely more than I expected. Perhaps the most famous case is that of Sisyphus, a famous 3rd century BC Greek philosopher, who is known for his work in Stoicism. Yes, the ancient school of philosophy of personal ethics that values quality of the mind over everyday sensory pleasures. You'll see why this makes his death slightly amusing in a second. Okay, so to set the scene, it's the 143rd Olympiad. Wine is free-flowing and everyone, including Sisyphus, is having a good time. It is at this point the philosopher stumbles across a donkey eating figs. He yells, "Give the donkey some wine to wash them down," a comment that he thought was so hilarious that he laughed himself to death. Yes, not only did Sisyphus die from laughter, but he died from laughing at his own joke. But what about someone from more recent times? Well, there is always poor Alex Mitchell, a British bricklayer who met his end in 1975. Now, we've all laughed from watching some badly edited sitcom, but Alex took it a bit too far when he laughed himself to death while watching an episode of The Goodies, a comedy trio TV show. It is said that Alex laughed his heart out for half an hour straight before suffering heart failure. Oh, and if you're curious on how funny something has to be to kill someone, the episode was Kung Fu Capers by The Goodies. Watch if you dare. And finally, sometimes karma really can get you, as with the case of Zeusis, a 5th century BC Greek painter. Zeusis was commissioned to paint a portrait of Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, and sexuality. However, the older woman who commissioned the painting insisted on modelling for the portrait. Zeusis apparently painted a cruel, unflattering depiction of the woman and found it so hilarious, he died laughing. So yes, while some people have died from laughter, it is highly unlikely that if you are fit and healthy, laughter will cause you any harm. Many say laughter is the best medicine. Just make sure not to overdose.